Hello, people. How are we doing today? I hope we're doing fine. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're new, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're a returning viewer, welcome to my channel again. Thank you for all you have been doing, for the support, for the love, and for everything. So today, I know people must have been wondering that, oh, is this girl pretending? Is she really enjoying Nigeria? What is she up to? Is she, like, I know people expect that it's not gonna be 100%, of course, but probably I'm not talking about it enough. I know there were videos that I made in the past, especially when I just got here, and I was talking about things I did not like. And I know some people commented that I was too negative in that picture, in that video, that they didn't like the vibe that I gave. But the truth is, we can't um we can't talk about the good part and ignore the bad part, because of all the countries in the world, there's no country that is 100% perfect. There's no country that there won't be something you do not like about it. The only reason you're going to say a place is bad and it's not livable is if the bad outweighs the good. So now, the bad outweighing the good now depends on what you see as the bad, you know, what you see as the bad. Because to some people, what is bad to you might not be bad to me. It might be bad, but it might not be something serious. Let me put it that way. It might not be something serious. It might just be one of those things that we just look away and keep moving. So I want to highlight things that I've gone through in Nigeria that are really, really, really enough to frustrate me, and maybe that have frustrated me. So I actually started my business last year. I opened my company officially last year, August. Like, that was when we started activities, but on our CAC, it would show July, July last year. If I tell you that since I opened that business in terms of real estate, catfish farming, matter of fact, I've had to close down two, two departments out of four. Yeah, I've shut down two out of four. One of them never started. One of them started, and we were not just getting the order the way I expected, and I had to close it because I felt like people were not doing it the way I would have loved them to do it. Then the third one, which is the catfish farm, uh of course, poor management. It was always something. It's either the fishes were dying, or they make sales and it's a loss. It was always a loss, so I had to close it. But the kind of money I invested in that business would not let me close it and just close it like that. So I closed it for a while and thought that when I come back, I would continue it when I can see to it myself. So to do that one, oh my God, I got frustrated. It was always something. It was either water, it was either electricity, it was they didn't do something right, we had to do something again. Like I said in one of my videos, I spent if I spent let's say 3 million. If I spent 3 million to open that business, I spent another 1.5 million to put things together, like to redo things they already did. So I spent 50% of what I originally invested to put things in order. So that should tell you how frustrated I would be when they will say it's just a little 100,000 more, it's just a little 200,000 more, and you're not getting the result you desire. So that one was one frustration. So I'm going to categorize that one under anyhowness, employees not wanting to do what they're supposed to do, but they want to get paid more than somebody that is even working in Shell or Chevron. They just want to get rich without working, without deserving it. That's the way I'm going to put it. They want to get rich without deserving it. So That is one thing you should prepare for if you want to relocate to Nigeria. Employees, anyhowness. Nigerians, anyhowness. To start, to just generalize, Nigerians anyhowness, whether employee, even some business owners, they just do things anyhow. They don't care about customer service and stuff like that. Some of them do, the exposed ones do. So my house is another thing that frustrated me. I did a video on that also. It's another thing that frustrated me. It was just nonsense. Plumbing, electricals, painting, screeding was nonsense, absolute nonsense. I had to get someone to sandpaper the whole wall so that we can get it to a smooth level at least, and then repaint. I had to get rid of the smell in the house. Like for the first 2 weeks, I was always angry. Whenever I woke up, I was always angry. Until I saw that the agent was not going to do anything about it. Let me just go ahead and do it myself. So I spent the money, I did it myself, and everything is fine. Number 3 thing, the roads are not perfect. Like today, after I dropped the kids at school, I drove what Google was telling me 20 minutes actually took me 1 hour. Yeah, took me 1 hour. Not because there was traffic, but because it rained. And of course, if there was gallops, like we call it, and it didn't rain, and you can see where the road level, you can see the contour on the road, it's okay. You can know how to maneuver. But when there is water in the contour, you have to be careful because you don't know how deep the pothole is, and you don't want to get stuck in that pothole. So you have to be more careful. Thank God I'm my home boss. Nobody is telling me meet me at so time. Even though I gave a guy an appointment, I picked him up at the bus stop and we both went to the site together. And that's not a headache. It is enough to frustrate some people, but me, it's not enough to frustrate me. So it's one of the challenges you will face, especially if you're not living in the real Lagos, real Abuja, real Ibadan. When I say real Ibadan, and when I'm saying real, you are ready to buy a land, just a plot of land, for hundreds of millions. So if you're not ready to drop those kind of money, be ready to deal with not so perfect road. I'm not going to call it bad road because some roads are tarred, but then they still have potholes. So I'm not going to call it bad road. I'm going to call it not so perfect road. Some are tarred, some are not. Be ready to deal with that if you're not going to be living in the areas where they have hundreds of millions for one plot of land. And some areas that are tarred but are not as expensive as hundreds of millions, you're not going to get the facilities that you desire. For example, you're going to be seeing salt and pepper houses. Your house is going to be beautiful. The one next door might not be as beautiful. They might have built it in the 70s or even 80s, or let's say 90s, best case scenario. And then you might count another 5 houses before you now see another building that almost looks like yours. Maybe it's been newly renovated. You're going to be seeing a lot of salt and pepper if you don't want to go to a new estate that is developing in a place where we're hoping they're going to fix the road soon. And if you don't want to go to a place where you're going to buy a plot of land for about 100 or 200 million in Ibadan and even 500 million in Lagos, then you have to pick one. You have to pick your frustration, road or land of prices of land. So that's that about roads. About NEPA. About NEPA, let me say that personally, I've enjoyed electricity in Nigeria. I have enjoyed electricity. In my area, we have up to 22 to 23 hours of electricity every day. But it got to a point, I think my first 5 days in my house, don't forget, I spent some days at my sister's house in Lagos before I moved to Ibadan. So in my own house, first 5 days, the light did not go for 1 second. It didn't even go at all for 1 second. Then the day 6, The light went for about 30 minutes. It came back. Then it went again for another 1 hour. It came back. Day 7, day 8. Then there was a day, the day I went to make my hair. Oh my God. The light was gone from morning till evening. It got spoiled actually. We heard a spark. But the good thing about this area is once there is any interruption, they start working on it immediately. That day it got spark in the middle of the night. And I went to the salon in the morning. On my way to the salon, I saw them already attending to it. So they were already fixing it. So the bad part about electricity, there was a day we had, okay, the worst part of the electricity for me, my neighbors, because my compound has 3 families. There's one person in the BQ, there's another person in the bungalow in the back, then there's me in the duplex in the front. So both of them, they went and bypass. One of them has not paid bill since April. The other one has not paid since July. So this is one of the perks of living in Nigeria. I'm not encouraging bad stuff, but truth is Nigerians get away with a lot of things. A lot of things from top to bottom. And that is why we don't have the right sometimes to complain that the country is bad. Because most people contribute to the situation of the country. Take for instance, we were coming from Lagos yesterday, and my daughter had this chivita that she drank in the car, in the taxi. And she was asking me, can she drop it on the floor? And I asked her, did you drop it on the floor in America? She said no. I said, in that case, put it in your bag. When we get home, you put it in the trash can. So if everybody can have the same mindset, the roads will be less dirty. You see adults removing their nozzle and peeing by the side of the road. Broad daylight. Broad daylight. It happened 2 days yesterday when I was coming. I saw this guy beside the road divider, 2 p.m. peeing. Is that the government too? No, it's not. And somebody will pass through that place and say Ibadan is smelling. Yeah, you peed there, it will smell. The capital of Lagos is stinking because people do what they're not supposed to do. These things happen in New York. You see, once it's late in the night, you see people just pee anyhow. That's why you pass through their subway, it's stinking. I can't eat in New York subway. I cannot. Because it stinks. I can't even eat snacks in some parts of Lagos. So it's the truth, it's the reality. So if people are saying that, oh, Lagos stinks, the traffic, things are expensive. I've watched people's YouTube videos that talk so badly about Lagos. And yes, I'm not disputing what they say. These things are true. Lagos is extremely populated. Before I traveled to America, I used to live in Maryland, in Lagos. And on Friday, when I was going from Ikeja back to Ibejuleki, I actually walked from that Isaac John Street. Once you get to that junction, it's cantonment. I walked to the cantonment at the bus stop where they have this bank. The road that goes to Onibongo. If you saw the number of people at the bus stop, oh my God, I just knew that this was not the kind of crowd I saw before I traveled. It's like the population in Lagos had tripled from the last 8 years or 9 years. It has tripled. So you don't expect a state that is extremely populated like that to remain the same. It can never remain the same. The way the infrastructures are going to depict is going to be very fast. So I'm back to the issue of electricity. So in terms of electricity, my neighbors, they bypassed, and then NEPA found out, and they came and cut our electricity, our power. They cut for both of them and mine. And I tried to talk to the guy when they came the next day or 2 days after that. I just moved in here. I don't know about bypass. You can check my meter. I just loaded a card 2 days last week, like the week before that happened. I just loaded a card. They say yeah, they could see that I actually loaded. And before then, we loaded the week before also because I was still trying to see how much I would be spending per month on electricity. So I've been doing it in bits before I now ended up doing bulk. So I tried to explain to the guy. The guy said, "Oh yeah, they know, but you know Nigeria now. Once they catch you for one thing and you escape that thing, they will look for another offense for you." The guy now said, "Okay, we did tampering. That the cable they use in connecting our meter, I can see that the cable has been tampered with. That the what is it called now? The metallic part of the cable is not supposed to be exposed." And he showed me that I can see that it's exposed, and I can see that uh they've joined it in the past, that is not how they left it. So I told the guy, whatever has happened, I just moved in less than a month, and I don't know about that. I've been doing what I'm supposed to do as a citizen and stuff like that. The guy said, okay, they understand. They're going to talk to my agent. They dragged that thing and dragged that thing and dragged that thing. 4 days went, no light. The fourth day was the day they had this national grid thing, and it affected us. But the good thing about us is I watched Akomala first video that she said they didn't have light for 6 days due to national grid. In my estate, national grid only affected us for less than 24 hours. They fixed it. So the same day they fixed the national grid thing was the same day they came and fixed my NEPA disconnection thing. So they fixed everything. So 4 days we didn't have electricity. But I'm sure you know that within the 4 days we would run out of water. There was no water. So the water in the tank finished. Thank God my sister-in-law was here, so I didn't go too crazy. And thank God that see, sometimes it's good to go and rent all these local houses so that they renovated. So thank God that we have a well. So our pumping machine is actually in a well, not in a borehole, not in all these tiny boreholes. So my sister-in-law just went to the well, she just opened it and improvised. She just looked for a paint bucket, the paint that I actually used to paint the bad place in my house. She just washed it, put a rope, like electric cable, on it, and she started fetching water. Me and our daughter, me and my niece, we took the water to the bathroom, to the kitchen. We just filled everywhere with water. And thankfully, it was the same night they fixed it, the electricity. Did that frustrate me? Absolutely not. It just reminded me of growing up. It reminded me of when I was growing up that I can't remember the last time I had to fetch water. So it was kind of fun to me. Maybe because it didn't last more than 1 day or two. If it had lasted 3 days or 4 days, or if I had fetched the water myself from the well, I don't know how I would feel. I can't say I would be mad because I didn't go through it. Because sometimes it's easy to talk about things you've not gone through. It's easy to say, oh, if it were me, I would be mad, I would fight, I would this. But you get to that situation and you realize that you have no choice but to not fight. And sometimes you'll be like, oh, if it were me, I'll be patient. And you get to that situation and you realize that you're going to be more mad than the person you're trying to console. So sometimes I don't like to speak about things I've not gone through. I don't like to judge people about how they feel about what they are going through, because that's them. That's how they can handle it. The way I can handle it might be different and it might be the same. So I don't know if I'd fetch it myself, if it would have made me more mad, or if it would have made me mad. But I had to call the man that I had to call my agent that just trying to bully the man that you made me fetch the water from the well, this and that. He just started apologizing that I will make sure they fix the electricity that day. He now started using the national grid as an excuse that, oh, but even if I call them to come and fix it, the national grid is down. I said, okay, you fix it first, so that by the time the national grid is up, I will know that I'm not waiting on you. Come and fix it. So I used that well as an excuse, and they fixed it the same day. So yeah, that's that. The internet was another thing that frustrated almost frustrated me actually. If I did not have money to cushion that internet, because I'm a heavy internet user, apart from I don't even spend time on YouTube. I don't spend time on YouTube. But the amount of documents I download every day and I send out every day, oh my god. Videos, WhatsApp call, because I'm still very used to WhatsApp call. I don't even remember to call direct. I'm still very used to WhatsApp. In 3 days, I might not call anybody on direct call. So I still use more of data than credit. So I use data a lot, and that cost me so much money before I found out about FiberX. So I know a lot of people were telling me about 30,000 a month. Um, what is it called? Airtel, 30,000 a month. Some people talked about Starlink. People talked about different kind of stuff, and I researched myself, and I realized that they were not unlimited. Those things were not unlimited. They are lot. Is it a lot to allocate? Whatever. Um, X amount of data to you. So maybe 250 gigabytes to you. If you exhaust it before the 30 days period, they will only give you maybe 5 gig per day. What will 5 gig do for me? No, 5 gig, like 5 MB, 5 MB per day. I know it's a very small amount that I know is nothing. It's nothing to me because when I did the calculation, I used up to 2.5 gig some days. My very light days, I use about 2 gig. So if they're giving me 250 gig for the Airtel thing, if they're giving me 250 gig a month, it means I'm going to exhaust it in 10 days or even 15 days. And I'm still going to go back to all these, I don't have data issue. So I kept researching and I found out about FiberX. And thankfully, the pole for FiberX is right in front of my house. Because when I found out about FiberX, I called the lady that have a number from MTN office. So she gave me somebody that is in charge of FiberX. She gave me the person's contact. I called the person, and the first question the person asked me is, do you have the pole around you? So I told the person, every time I get on my street, I receive notification from MTN that you have FiberX nearby. So he did video call and I saw it right in front of my house. So since we did FiberX is unlimited. They do not tell you 250 gig or 500 gig, or it is unlimited. As long as it's within 30 days period, you're using data. It doesn't have any, you have exhausted your data, they will not give you 1 gig per day, no. And it's cheap, it's 25,000, and it's the only unlimited data that internet I've found out about. I don't know about any other one, but the ones I've researched, that is the only unlimited I've heard of or I've seen. So what else? In terms of help, I got a lot of help from my family members ever since I got to Nigeria. Sorry, sometimes I still always say something is bad in this America. I'm still used to it. So ever since I got to Nigeria, yesterday made it the day 3 that I slept in the house with my kids alone. Yesterday made it the 3rd day that I slept in the house with my kids alone. Every other day we've had company. And I'll just sleep. They will come and breakfast in bed. They'll come and carry my plate. Before I know, they'll bath my baby. They'll change their diaper. I will just go without remembering that I even have kids. It's now that I'm trying to adjust my life. Now that everybody's gone, I'm trying to adjust my life because I don't want any house help. I don't want any house help. I don't want any driver because I don't want their drama. I know those things comes with drama. I don't want it. So I would rather plan my time around my kids' schedule, and that settles it. So, with these few points of mine, I'm sure that you've heard about things that could frustrate you, but didn't frustrate me. Electricity. I thought my daughter was going to complain, but she did not. I guess because she had company and her cousins were here and they all were outside riding on the scooter, bicycle. They were just playing. They enjoyed playing outside. And then the food, she would complain a lot of time. I don't want eba. I don't want rice. There's nothing you give my daughter that she wants. That's a fact. There's nothing you give her that she wants. It's either cereal, bread and spread, Nutella spread or whatever, and tea. Anything sweet is what she wants. So I'm not surprised when she said in the interview that I had with her that she makes McDonald's. I'm not surprised because she's not a Nigerian food person. But me, as long as the plate gets empty after I serve you, I don't care how many times you sing, I don't want to eat it. So far, you empty that plate and it's not in the trash. That's all that matters. So the food might frustrate me. I'm very careful because I've been hearing a lot of things about the food now. Take for instance, they say they use ipo to soften fufu these days, and I'm careful. As much as I've craved fufu, I've only eaten it once. I'm craving it again, but since I heard about ipo in fufu, it's just a turn off for me. Then I heard about formalin being used as to freeze frozen foods. The same formalin they use in preserving dead people. Now they use it to freeze. I don't know how true that is. But sometimes when you hear some things, you just want to be careful, especially things you put in your body. Because whatever you put in your body ends up defining how long you live, how healthy you live. Even though you live long, you don't want to live that long years in sickness. So I'm being careful with what I eat. For the most part, if I'm craving vegetables, I've enjoyed vegetables from my mom's garden more than vegetables in the market. So yeah, so in terms of food, just be careful. Know the source of your food and know the source of your vegetables. If you eat anything that your system does not agree with, just stay away from it. Children's school, yeah, I almost had issues with them because they didn't want to put my daughter in the class that I wanted. And we settled it. She went back for the exam the second time because more prepared and she passed. The first time she wasn't prepared at all because they will always tell you let her come as she is. They will always tell you let her come as she is. It's better for them because that will let them know the capability of the child. And I asked them, even me as a builder, if somebody tells me to come and write carbon exam or NIOB exam, despite the fact that I'm practicing, you don't expect me to just go without studying. I'm going to fail. So don't tell me let her come the way she is. She's going back to prepare and she will come back again. She went back and she passed like extraordinarily. So that delayed the admission process for her. No uniforms yet, but I understand. She wrote her exam 2 days to resumption. So I'm not forcing about that. She never wore uniform in the US, so why should I force about not having uniforms? It's okay. And then she loves the school. I love it either. They have courtesy, they are doing well, very organized. And yeah, the little one goes to a different school where they are very few in number because I want full concentration on her. So, and today was her first day, and I think she likes it because I got pictures from the school about how she engaged. So, basically, that's it. And in all these things I've listed or I've said, some of them are things that are enough for someone to say, I'm frustrated. But just like Akomolafe family said, Mrs. Akomolafe said that she was frustrated, but was she frustrated to the extent of saying, I'm getting my bag and going? No. The same thing Sarah Donald said that you will go through frustration, but if you ever go through frustration to now pick your bag and go, it's questionable. Now, I'm not saying that frustration cannot lead people to go, but I've just come to the conclusion that it's a different thing when your mind is made that I am relocating. And when you tell yourself, let me go and try it, there are two different things. If you're going to try it, you will be looking out for errors. That's the fact. If you go and try it, you will be looking out for things that will convince you not to stay. But if your mind is made that I am relocating, you made up your mind, you put things in place because your number one step to relocating is putting things in place. That is when you know that it's just like a woman that is getting married or that is going to have a child. You are going to put things in place so that you don't get frustrated when the child comes. It's not the day you get home from the hospital, you want to go and start buying diaper, wipes. These are things you must have gotten ready. If you want to get married, you're not waiting until your wedding day for people to now bring you baby bath, give you blender, give. These are things you must have bought. Whatever they give you should be an addition. And a lot of people even give out their own gift they got from their wedding to other people. So I'm saying that preparation matters. The amount of time you want to stay at your relocation location determines how well you prepare. If you have made up your mind that this is a relocation, this is not a trial and error thing, you're going to prepare, you're going to put things in place, you're going to make sure that your mind is so made. Because one thing about me now, let me tell you one secret about me. I don't go back to my exes. That's a fact. Because I don't leave people easily, whether friends, boyfriend, whatever. I give people too many chances. I give people too many chances. I don't discard people at the first fuck up. No. I will find an excuse in my mind that maybe that's not who you are. Maybe something just happened. Then you do it again. I'll find an excuse. Maybe something just happened. Before I discard people, it must have gotten me to hear that when people hear my side of the story, they'll be like, oh no, you've tried. I can't even take as much as you took. I would liken that to relocation. Before you can carry your bag and say, I'm done, you must have seen the opposite side of where you are living. You must have convinced yourself enough that this thing is what it is. It cannot change because of me. Or I've tried, I've given it my best. It's not just for me. You can't just carry your bag that you're relocating at a very slight something did not work out. No, you have to keep trying. I always tell people there's nothing you want to tell me about the US. Nothing. Is it their real estate? I've been there. Is it their car note? I've been there. Is it their what is it called? 401k, whatever. I've been there. Is it owning a business? I've been there. Is it childcare? Yes, I've been there. I've been an employee. I've been a business owner. Like, tell me what department. Tell me what sector. And I'll tell you something about it. Maybe not so deep, but I have something to say about it. I've just come to realize that it's a circle. And that's why I carried my bag. So, okay, now, because there's no light, I will not carry my bag and go back to a circle. Or because the road is bumpy, it took me 1 hour, I will not carry my bag and go back to a circle. Or because I feel like, except that thing is life-threatening. Never say never. So I'm telling you now, never say, if I carry my bag tomorrow that I'm going to the US, don't be surprised. If it's a life-threatening situation, yes, believe it. But if it's not life-threatening, we die here. NEPA is not enough to chase me away from here. They're not rich. They're not rich. Bad road. Oh, I will get to where I'm going. I'll just time myself well. As long as it's not traffic, that is not timeable. You can't time traffic. It's when it moves, it moves. And when I enter the bus, if you want to relocate, just put things in place. You will not be frustrated. All those things that I mentioned, yeah, you will wish they were there, but they are not enough to say I'm leaving. Moreover, all these things are not the same throughout the 36 states in this country. The north, a part of the north, they have really great road. So I heard. I've not been there, but I've stayed in Abuja for about 2 months. I had a project with Diamond Bank then, back in 2013, and I was in Abuja for 8 weeks. And man, Abuja has roads. Abuja has roads. Abuja was my first consideration when I wanted to move back, but I just changed my mind that not me though. Uncle did not want anywhere far from Lagos. So we settled for Ibadan. And so far, yeah, Ibadan does not have great roads, but I like the fact that it's a calm life and you don't have too much tribalism to deal with in terms of Hausa, because Abuja is mostly dominated by Hausa people. and I've heard people talked about subtle tribalism over there. I didn't experience it because I didn't go to get any contracts. I already got the contract. My company already got the contract from Lagos. They just wanted us to do some Diamond Bank locations in Abuja, which was it. I wasn't looking for anything. So I don't want to make this video too long. I'm sure you've gotten the message. I'm going to stop it here, and if you have anything to ask me, just put it on the comment section. I will be very honest. But I know not everybody is tough like me. Me, I'm very tough. Things hardly shake me. So whatever you have to ask me about your concerns for those that want to relocate but they are very afraid and you don't know how what is going to be, just put it in the comment section, share this video and like, comment, and I'll see you on my next one. Thank you for watching and bye.